This last week, I received a question from a young person about what du'as they can make to have an easy life. Easy. And my first answer to that question is why? Why do you want life to become easier? Because we are now wrapped up in a worldview where the ultimate objective of my life is to actually be happy. Like the highest thing I can reach, if I had that, life would be good if I was happy. It's a fleeting, constantly escaping thing. So the first thing that I want to share with you is, maybe we're pursuing the wrong. I'm not saying you shouldn't be happy. Hopefully by the end of this khutbah you'll be clear about that. I'm not saying you shouldn't be happy. What I am saying is we're looking for the wrong goal to be happy. We're looking for so what is the right goal is what I'm trying to get at. Instead of saying my purpose is to be happy, the Quran is actually arguing happiness is a byproduct of when you live purposefully. When you have a clear purpose, you want to accomplish something meaningful in your life. You want to do something, you want to make the most of what Allah has given you. And what Allah has given you is not the same as what He gave the next person and the next person and the next person. For some people, they can sleep and pass the test. Some people can stay up a whole year and barely pass the test. Allah has not given everybody the same ability. What I'm trying to get at is, one, unlike a video game or unlike a sport where you follow this and you'll get this result, then you could see somebody else did it and they got that result, so you could look at somebody else and follow their way. You can't do that in life. And that's not what Quran is describing. In fact, the Quran is actually prescribing the opposite. In Surah An-Nisa, He said, stop wishing for what preferences Allah has given some people over other people. Some people are just stronger than you are. Some people are smarter at some things than you are. Some people are better at business than you are. You know, they opened up a restaurant and it took off. I opened a restaurant and I went bankrupt. Right? So the first thing to get out of is comparison. And nobody else's life is going to play out like your life is going to play out. Allah has drawn and mapped out each of our lives differently. The second thing that we have to understand is that one person's blessing is another person's curse. The same thing. The same exact thing. You would think beauty is a blessing. Beauty, good looks are a blessing. The good looks got Yusuf alayhi salam in jail. You would think being strong is a blessing. Right? The strength of Musa alayhi salam is the reason he had to run away from Egypt. You would think, in some context, the same thing that you think is amazing is the very thing that can get you in a lot of trouble. That same thing. And for somebody else, it might even be a blessing. For some people, losing their job was the best thing that ever happened to them, but you would think losing a job is a terrible thing. But all these other opportunities opened up because they lost their job. For some other people, they lost their job and it's actually a difficulty. We don't know. So first, we cannot have a black and white definition of what is a blessing and what is a curse. We can't judge that. We don't know. Death is coming, but before it comes, there's going to be a lot of bad things in your life, and there's going to be good things in your life, and that's Allah's plan for you. The idea that, oh my God, why did something bad happen to me? How come Allah let something bad happen to me? The same way Allah let many good things happen to you. That was part of the plan. What's supposed to happen? Like you might survive the test today, but the test isn't over. It'll come again, and your ability to withstand that test is a little bit reduced tomorrow and a little bit reduced tomorrow. Or when Allah tests, and what does it mean that we all know Allah tests with bad, but what does it mean Allah tests with good? Allah tests with good too, because when somebody gets hit with good, then they're like, I can afford to be a little bad. Allah is so good to me. I can afford it. A little bit. Come on, let me have some fun. You know, different kinds of tests. The good thing that happened to you might become the worst thing that ever happened to you because you failed the test. And the bad thing that happened to you might be the best thing that ever, because you passed the test. That could happen. And so he says, وَإِلَيْنَا تُرْجَعُونَ, and in the end you're going to have to be returned to us. The dua I want to leave you with in this last minute. I said we're pursuing happiness, we need to be pursuing purpose instead. You know, when we make Hajj and we're doing tawaf, every time we come across the rukn, we say, رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. This is a dua that almost everybody here knows. In this dua, we ask Allah for good and beautiful things in this life and good and beautiful things in the next life. And actually, in the passage from which it comes in Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah says, وَمِنْهُمْ مَنْ يَقُولُ رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا وَمَا لَهُ فِي الْآخِرَةِ مِنْ خَلَاقٍ. Some people, among them, they just say, Ya Allah, give me in this world. Ya Allah, I need a new car, I need a new job, I need this, I need this, I need this. All they're asking for. Allah says they will have nothing in the afterlife. That's pretty harsh. It sounds pretty hard. Ya Allah, I was just asking for a car. Why will I not have anything in the afterlife? Allah says, but then there are people who say, give me the best of this life, give me beautiful things in this life and beautiful things in the next life. What is this ayah teaching us? What is this dua teaching us? This dua is teaching us, Ya Allah, give me good things in this life that directly lead to good things in the next life. The good things in this life are truly good when they are purposeful. And how are they purposeful? They will benefit me in some way in the next life.